explained in the last video when the system is linear. So if system follows the superposition theorem or superposition principle, we can say that system is linear. So our system is satisfying additive property and scaling property, then we can say that system is linear. If you are having two inputs, add these two inputs, find out the output. So let us say that output is equal to addition of outputs to the individual inputs. So that is one case, that is called additivity property. And then other property is scaling property. If you scale one of the input in the same fashion, that corresponding output should also scale, then we can say that the system is linear. Now we will see when the system is time invariant system, the nature of the system should not change with respect to time. So response of the system input, if we response of the system, right, response of the system should be same even if I shift the input towards right or towards left, then response should be response of the system should also shift towards right or left. Or in other words, we can say that shift in the input causes same shift in the output. For particular inputs we are having, let us say, response low pass filter kind of response we are having for particular input, and if that particular input is delayed, let us say by 1 second, then we should get same kind of response at the output. Only thing is that it should be delayed by 1 millisecond, whatever I have said. Whatever was delayed for the input, same should be delayed for the output, and nature or shape of the waveform should be same. Whatever I am saying is, let us say my input to the system is suppose this triangle, and I am passing this through a system, and the system is giving me output which is rectangle. You know rectangle, when we get rectangle from the triangle, what kind of system we need. Now what I am doing is, the triangle was sitting at 0. Now what I do is, I will shift this triangle by some amount, let us say tau. So if I pass this triangular signal through a system, so it was starting from 0. Now here what I am getting the same shape, output of shape of the output is not changing, only it is changing, only it is shifting by tau. Shift in the input causes the same shift in the output, then we can say that system is time invariant. So I will write this statement: shift in the input causes same shift in the output, then we can say that system is time invariant. So or other way, if you want to say this thing, the system, any system commutes with delay system, then we can say that system is time invariant. So let us consider that x of n is a signal. I am delaying this signal before applying to the system. I am applying I am passing through a delay system, let us say TD. TD is the delay system which is delaying the signal by n naught. So I am getting delayed signal, and this delayed signal I am applying to the system. So system is denoted by T. I am getting some output, let us say y1n. Response of the system to the delayed input. Input is taken which is passed through a delay system and then passed through a actual system. So response is recorded. Response of the system to the delayed input. Now if this response and this, whatever I am doing here, I am passing signal through a system first, so whatever output I am getting, and I am delaying that output by n naught, and I am getting output y2n. Okay, so here I am getting output response of the system, let us say some x of n, it is y of n, and that y of n I am passing through a system, I am getting y2n. If this TD and T, if we interchange the order of TD and T, then we can say that system is time invariant. Given system is what? Given system is represented by T. Given system, if it commute means order, first TD is coming, then T coming. If the whatever result we are getting, if the same result we are getting after changing their position, then we can say that system is time invariant. The system is not changing its characteristics with respect to time. So if it is a low pass kind of characteristics, that is the output of the system, that characteristics remains there. If we shift the input, that characteristics response shift by the same amount. So this is the way in which we can remember when the system is time invariant. So y1n and y2n, if they are matching, y1n and y2n they are matching, then we can say that system is time invariant. Shift in the input, see, shift in the input, I am shifting the input, shift in the input, I am getting some output, right, is equal to shift in the output, right. So whatever output I am getting, if that delay that output by the same amount, right, then in that case both the outputs are matching, then I can say that system is time invariant, right. Response of the system to the shifted input is equal to the response of the system when output is delayed by n naught. So what I am saying is, just I will make the correct statement, change the statement, right. I am having response of the system to the input x of n. If I delay this response by n naught, whatever output I get, if the same output I am getting for the delayed input, then we can straightway say that system is time invariant. Response of the system to the delayed input is equal to delayed output, then system is called time invariant system. Okay, so this is very simple to remember, or very simple to write in mathematical form. What I am saying is, if you know y1n is the response of the system to the input x1n, then system is said to be time invariant if I change input, if I shift input by n naught, the output will also shift by n naught. Okay, shift in the input by n naught causing the same shift in the output, right. Here output was y1n and the shift is n naught. Here input was x1n, shift in the input is n minus n naught, or shift in the input is n naught. Shift in the input by n naught causing the same shift in the output, the system is time invariant. So let us see one example on this and then we'll close this topic. So let us consider that whether given system is time invariant or not. Let us say y of n is equal to x of minus n. So we know that what kind of system is this. This system is called folding system. It is called folding system. Why it is called folding system? Because output of the system is mirror image of the input, right? Mirror image of the input. So folding system or mirroring system. What it is doing? It is giving the mirror image of the signal at the output, whether this system is time invariant or not. So what is the first thing? First we should know delayed input. Let us say x1n is the delayed input x of n by n naught, right. X1n is the delayed input. Okay, delayed input x1n is a delayed input which is obtained by shifting your input x of n by n naught. So x1n is equal to x of n minus n naught. I am having delayed input, right. So if I am taking this delayed input, let us say response of the system to this delayed input is y1n, which is x1 of minus n. But we know what is x1 of this n. So x1 of the n is this. So x of minus n naught. This is the response of the system to the delayed input. Now what happens if we delay output? Let us delay the output. here I have taken, let x1 of n is the delayed input, x1 of n is delayed input, and which is what, x of n minus n naught. If x of n minus n naught, x of n is delayed by n naught, I am getting x1 of n. So x1 of n I obtain it by passing x of n through a delay system. Okay, x1 n is the delayed input. Okay, and that is obtained by delaying x of n by n naught. Okay, we can write that is x of n, that is x of n delayed by n naught. Okay, so x1 n I am taking, which is x of n minus n naught. Response to this input, newly constructed input, is x1 of minus n. Why? Because system is this. If I apply x of n, I get x of minus n. If I apply x1 of n, I will get x1 of minus n. So now in second case is, I am saying if you delay the output by n naught, so let us say y2n is output y of n delayed by n naught. Okay, we know what is y of n. Y of n is this. So what I can write, y of n minus n naught, y of n minus n naught, I can use this directly. N is replaced, so x of wherever n is there, replace n by n minus n naught. So what we get, you get x of minus n plus n naught. So in this case y1n and y2n both are not same, so system is time varying system, TV system. TV means time varying system. Shift in the input is not causing the same shift in the output, or response of the system may be changing due to the shift in the input, due to delay in the input. So let us take the exponential example system, which is giving the output which is exponential of input. So this example, which we have shown that this is not linear system, which is an exponential system by observation, we can say. So we write x1n, let x1n, it is a signal obtained by delaying x of n by n naught. This is my assumption. I am constructing the input, which is delayed version of the input x of n. So if I apply this input, what will be the output? Naturally, output will be different, notation will be different. y1n, which is response of the system to the input x1n, right? I am passing input x1n through a system. Naturally output will be e to the power x1n. But we know what is x1n, it is x of n minus n naught. So this is the response of the system to the delayed input. It is the response of the system to the delayed input. Now what we have to show, what we have to do, we have to find response of the system to the delayed output. Let us say y2n is the response of the system to the delayed output. Let us say, or let y2n is a y2n is a response which we are obtaining by delaying the response of the system to x of n. So y of n minus n naught, which is equal to y of n minus n naught, put n equal to n minus n naught, here also n equal to n minus n naught, both the side I am replacing n by n minus n naught. So here naturally you can get x of n minus n naught. If you observe delayed output y2n is this, and response of the system to the delayed input is this, both are same. So system is time invariant, it is TI system, time invariant system. Okay, shift in the input causing same shift in the output, then system is called as time invariant system. Or what I said, the system is said to be time invariant system if the given system commute with delay system. So what is that statement? The statement is very important. The system is said to be time invariant system if given system commute with delay system. This is very simple to understand or simple to remember. What you do is, when your system is given, you place delay system before that system and find the response. In the second case, take the original system, then after attach the delay system. So find out the output. In both the cases, outputs are matching, then we can say that system is time invariant system. So system and delayed system and given system, both the cases, whatever output we get, the resultant output should match. Then we can say that the system is time invariant system, right? So this was about time invariant system, and in further videos or in successive videos I will be explaining all properties of system. These are only two properties. System which is following both the properties, let us say linearity as well as time invariance, then we can say that system is LTI system. So theory related to LTI system is very well developed. The system which is satisfying linearity property and time invariance property, then we can say that system is LTI system, linear time invariant system. So linear time invariant system is represented by impulse response. Entire LTI system can be characterized by its impulse response. Impulse response of the system, how it is defined? It is the output of the system when input to the system is delta function. If input is del n, whatever is output, that output is called impulse response. So impulse response is a very good characteristics of the system, or it is a response of the system which completely describes the LTI system. If you know impulse response, this generally H of n is a notation which is used for impulse response. What I am saying is, when I apply impulse at the input, whatever output I get, that output is called impulse response. And impulse response is denoted by H of n. So Y of n is equal to H of n. It is a response of the system. Suppose we have given black box and it is LTI system which is known to you. So it is asked, what is the impulse response of that system? So what you have to do? We have to pass impulse. And when we pass impulse through a LTI system, whatever output we get, that output is called H of n. Impulse response, it is a response, it is the output of the system when input is del n, that is called impulse response. Response means output of the system when input is delta function, right? So output of the system yn will be always, it is hn when input is del n. So hn is called impulse response of the system. So whatever is written here, it is the response of the system when input is del n. Okay, system is denoted by impulse response, and that impulse response is H of n, and which is coming when input is del n. So let us stop here. In the next video we will be looking at other properties of the system and how to define those systems based on impulse response.